and today it's Thursday, January 30th of 2025, and we're going to go over our bell work. We're going to do about 3 of these, and then we'll probably have the rest of them be part of your homework for tonight. So we have here an example of what these problems are going to look like. So you know when you do these problems, it's probably going to look something like what we have here. It'll end up being a multi-step problem. So let's look at number 1. 3/5 of a number decreased by, that means I'm going to subtract, by 1 is 23. So I have 3/5 of a number, that'll be 3/5 n, decreased means subtract, by 1 equals, means equals 23. Any questions on how I got that? Okay, now you all know to undo subtracting 1, add 1, draw your line and cancel. You have 24. So 3/5 times n equals 24. How do we get rid of multiplying by 3/5? Yes. Multiply by the reciprocal, which is 5/3. You could also say divide by 3/5, which means you multiply by the reciprocal. Gently pick it up and put a 1. They cancel out, and we end up with n equals. Simplify before you multiply. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 will go into 24 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40. So 3/5 of 40 is 24, minus 1 will give you a 23. Let's go on to number 2. In problem number 2, 7 more than, that means we're probably going to add. 7 more than 6 times a number means equals negative 47. What is the number? I think these are even easier than yesterday's problems now that I look at it. I think these are a little more friendly. Okay, 7 more than, that we're adding, 6 times a number means equals negative 47. Now, kids, you could have written it as 6n because of more than. You should probably put 6n plus 7. But since it's a plus sign, you're still going to get the same answer, okay? Now, minus 7, 6 times n equals, add the opposite, and you're going to get negative 54, right? Divide by 6, n equals negative 9. Circle your answer. Any questions? I have noticed you kids are doing a really nice job of lining up your equal signs and making your papers look like true algebra papers. Very nice job on that when I walk around. Okay, let's do number 3. Problem number 3. 9 less than. That means we're going to subtract. And the 9 has to go behind the subtraction sign. 9 less than twice a number, so that's 2n, is 31. Now double check to make sure there's not a negative word in there. 9 less than twice a number is 31. Yep, I think I wrote it correctly. So now let's solve it. 2n minus 9 equals 31. Add 9, You have 2 times n equals 40. Divide by 2, and n equals 20. Any questions on that? Let's just go ahead and do number 4, and then we'll stop, and then you can do 5, 6, and 7 later on, so we can grade your homework and things for today. Number 4. 3 times the sum is an adding word. Okay, so I'm going to have 3 times the sum of a number and 5 times the number. 3 times the sum of a number, that's n, and 5 times a number is 36. Okay, that's what I wrote down. Does that make sense? I think it does. So, we are going to have 3 times n plus 5n equals 36. Now, n plus 5n is 6n. So you have 3 times 6n equals 36, right? So you can go ahead and you can multiply 3 times 6 is 18. You'll get 18n equals 36. Divide both sides by 18. N equals 2. Now, you could have up here divided 36 by 3 and you would have gotten 12. And 12 divided by 6 will give you a 2. So there are a couple of ways of doing that problem. Now again, like yesterday, once you get to number 5, you can just fold your paper over like this and put 5, 6, and 7 right here on the fold. So you can show your work like an algebra student. Any questions? Okay, let's go to yesterday's worksheet. And let's get some answers here, okay? I have some of these done. Let's work through the homework answers. In number 9, I wrote down negative 1a. So I know that that's a negative 1 in front of the a. And then you had to do the distributive property. 2 times 3a is 6a. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 equals 49. Okay, now we're at the point where we can combine our like terms. And our like terms are negative 1a and a. So negative 1a plus a 6a gives you 5a. 5a plus negative 6 equals 49. Everyone agree? Then to get rid of a negative 6, you add a positive 6. Then you have 5 times a equals 55. Divide both sides by 5. A equals 11. Did everyone get that? All right. Yesterday, I think I did number 10 for you. If not for this class, it was for 6th period. This one had a lot of work. You had to do the distributive property here, and you have to get rid of your subtraction signs. So I add the opposite, 8 times 2c is 16c, 8 times 3 is 24. Negative 9 times c is negative 9c, and negative 9 times negative 2 is positive 18. Combine your like terms. You have 7c plus 42 equals negative 7. Subtract 42, which means you add the opposite. You have 7 times c equals negative 49. Divide both sides by 7, and c equals negative 7. In number 11, here okay, some of you weren't here. When there's only one term, and you're not going to have to combine terms, I call it the shortcut. You can get rid of what's hanging out here by just multiplying by the reciprocal when it's a fraction or dividing both sides by it. So this is a special case where you could do that. You couldn't do it in 9 and 10 because see how it has more terms? It doesn't just have this, it also has this. This one, it wasn't just this, it was this and this. So when it's multiples, you have to do the distributive property and combine like terms. This one was just this. So there were no like terms, so I could get rid of the number outside. So I end up with 10 plus negative 4d equals negative 18. Minus 10 minus 10. Negative 4d equals, add the opposite, negative 28. Divide by negative 4. D equals a positive 7. Any questions on that? Here we go. Oh, in number 12, we cannot do the shortcut. Why? Because I have this as a term and I have this. So we have to do the distributive property. Negative 18 equals 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 3m, 18m, plus a 6m. Okay? Now we're going to combine our like terms. You're going to get negative 18 equals 18m plus 6m, 24m plus 6. You could have 6 plus 24m because of the commutative property of addition. It doesn't matter the order. I'm going to get rid of the 6 though. Minus 6 minus 6. Add the opposite. Negative 24 equals 24m. Divide by 24. Divide by 24. Negative 1 equals m. Did everyone get a negative 1 for that one? Good. Number 13, that one's got the minus sign right there. We get rid of them. Add the opposite. Put a negative 1 in front of your parentheses because you have to multiply everything inside of there by a negative 1. Add the opposite. So now you get 5 times, now you do 5 times y plus 5 times 2 is 10. If you don't do the arrows, you forget the children inside the parentheses and they don't get their presents. So make sure you do the arrows so you don't forget. Negative 1 times y is negative 1y. Negative 1 times a negative 1 is a positive 1 equals 3. Now we combine our like terms. 5y plus negative 1y is 4y. And 10 plus 1 is 11 equals 3. Okay? Minus 11 minus 11. Ooh, we're going to end up with a negative number, aren't we? That's going to be a negative 8 because when you subtract, you add the opposite. Divide both sides by 4. Y equals negative 2. Any questions? All right. Next one. Oh, we got to do the distributive property because we have this and this. First, add the opposite. Now let's go. We have negative 40 equals 7 times negative 2r is negative 14r. 7 times 2 is 14 plus a negative 4r. Okay, our like terms, negative 14r and negative 4r. Ooh, that makes a negative 18r. So negative 40 equals negative 18r plus 14. Everyone good? Now, let's get rid of 14. Minus 14 minus 14. Draw your line and cancel. Add the opposite. Negative 54 equals negative 18r. Divide by negative 18. Divide by negative 18. Ooh, we're going to get a positive 3. Did you get a positive 3 equals r? Good job. Another one. Oh, we can't do the shortcut. We've got another term. Okay, so 37 equals negative 3 plus 5 times p is 5p. 5 times 6 is 30. Combine your like terms. Negative 3 plus 30 is a 27. 37 equals 27 plus 5p. You always get rid of what you're adding or subtracting by in this situation. Minus 27 minus 27. 10 equals 5 times p. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. And 2 equals p. Any questions? Everyone doing okay? All right. Landon, I know you weren't here. You get how to do these? Good. We can't do the shortcut. Let's get rid of our subtraction. Add the opposite. 8 times 4x is 32x. 8 times negative 4 is negative 32 plus 5x equals 79. Combine your like terms. 32x plus 5x, 37x plus negative 32 equals 79. Add 32, add 32, 37x equals 111. Divide by 37, divide by 37, x equals 3, isn't it? Yeah. Any questions on these? Everyone do okay? All right, so what are we going to do? You are going to do, these are similar types of problems. There are 6 here, and it's a total of 12 problems. Now, just be careful. They are similar to the ones that we just did. Let's look through and see if there are any of these that we could do the shortcut to. Yeah, number 3. Because that's the only term, there are no like terms to add to it, you can just divide both sides by negative 4. And then you have 2n plus 7 equals a negative 5. Okay, you can do the same thing in number 4, the same thing in number 5, but not in number 6. Why? Because you'll have to combine terms with a minus 7. Do you know when you can do the shortcut and when you can't? Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to help you on when to do it on the other page, but there you go. Now, we need to grade yesterday's bell work on those problems. So let's now go to yesterday's bell work, and we need to do, did we do number 4 in here? We need to finish yesterday's bell work, and it should say this was 129's bell work, and that was part of your problems there that you had to do. So let's go to problem number 4. Yeah, get them out. We need to practice these. These were a little harder than today's bell work. Okay, in problem number 4, the difference, that means I'm going to subtract, of 2 numbers is 19. It's going to equal 19. The larger number is 3 more than twice the smaller. Okay, so the larger number is 3 more than twice the smaller. So 2n plus 3 minus the smaller number is n will give you 19. Let me double check it again. Difference of 2 numbers is 19. The larger number is 3 more than twice. That's 3 more than twice the smaller number. Okay, so now I'm going to just rewrite that information here. 2n plus 3 minus n equals 19. Now, if you want to put a 1 in front of that n, you can. 2n, add the opposite, plus a negative 1n is 1n plus 3 equals 19 minus 3 minus 3. 1n or n equals 16. So that's the smaller number. The larger number is going to be 2 times 16 is 32 plus 3 is 35. So the numbers are 16 and 35. Any questions on how we did number 4? Number 5. Number 5 says 320 tickets were sold to the play, the school play. There were 3 times as many student tickets sold as adult tickets. Find the number of each. Okay, so 3, I'm going to do, A is my variable. A equals the adult tickets. All right, there are 3 times as many student tickets as adult tickets, and the total tickets 320. So you have 3A plus A equals 320. This one's going to be pretty easy. So 3A plus A is 4A equals 320. Divide both sides by 4. They sold 80 adult tickets. And then the other one, replace A was that 3 times 80, and they sold 240 student tickets. So they had 80 adult and 240 student tickets. Okay? Number 6. In problem number 6, it says the first number is 8 more than the second number. 3 times the second number plus twice the first number is equal to 26. Oh my gosh. Find the numbers. Okay, I got to read this one again. The first number is 8 more than the second number. So I have number 1, and I have, okay, and then I have the second number. The first number is 8 more than the second number, plus 8. Okay. 3 times the second number plus twice the first number is equal to 26. Kids, we're not going to spend the time on that one. That one is just a little above and beyond. It's probably easy, but my brain is just not figuring it out. I like number 7. Let's go to number 7. I'll come back to number 6, but I don't want to waste your time on homework. So let's go to number 7, and then I'll come back to number 6. Dan has 5 times as many $1 bills as $5 bills. He has a total of 48 bills. How many of each does he have? So 5 times as many $1 bills as $5 bills. So I'm going to have 5 times B plus B equals 48. This one's going to be a friendly one. So you have 6 times B equals 48. So $1 bills, he has 5 times, he ends up having 5 times 8, he has 41 bills. 40 of them. And $5 bills, he has 8. 8 $5 bills. All right. Now, I will go back to number 6 in just a moment, but I want you to go ahead, do your homework. You have 12 problems, and then finish today's bell work. They are easier problems, and then I'll come back and give you the answer to number 6. Okay, I now understand how to do problem number 6. It was complicated. So the first number is 8 more than the second number. So this is number 1. This is what the first number looks like right here. Then it says 3 times the second number, so that's going to be 3n plus twice the first number is equal to 26, equals 26. Now what is the first number? N plus 8, and we're going to take 2 times that. Now we can do this problem. We got to do the distributive property. You end up with 3n plus 2n plus 16 equals 26. Oh, thank you. Combine your like terms. 5n plus 16 equals 26 minus 16. You have 5 times n equals 10. Divide by 5, and n equals 2. So it's 2. Then, whenever you want to find out what the other number is, you're going to do n plus 8. So 2 plus 8 is 10. So the other number is 10. So the numbers are 10 and 2 for the number 6. They won't be that hard on your quiz tomorrow, okay? That one was just pretty hard. For a early morning, before 9 o'clock in the morning, that one was a little hard. So now you can go ahead and work on getting your work done for tomorrow. Have a good day.